friend. Good to see you again. Beware of the circular Ponzi. We're going to explain it today. I'm not saying XEN is a circular Ponzi. I'm just going to educate you what a common crypto scheme, grift, strategy for people who want to exit involves, okay? You're going to learn today. You're listening to me for high value content. You are going to learn. And it all starts from my tweet, okay? So you got to learn this. If you don't know this, you're going to keep getting wrecked. So I started with this tweet, right? So TrVon, he showed his wallet in this picture, and we're going to see the picture now. And his XEN wallet, right? It has $460,000 US if the XEN price stays exactly here for 350 days. So he's going to basically get a token unlock. Huge inflation release, right? Now, that's all right if the liquidity is like 420 to support him, right? Maybe he won't dump everything, but he's ranked 70. There are more people on top of him, okay? Now, we don't know how much of that is Jack Levin's team. We don't know. But you run into this interesting point in time where you're early enough to know something might happen, but you're also wise enough to know like, oh crap, what happened with HEX is, Richard Hart had all the supply and he didn't dump and it went up, okay? So this anomaly in society happened once where Richard Hart pumped it instead of dumping, right? Also Satoshi, he mined it, he didn't dump. So we've seen this happen before, but that is it's not the exception, you know what I mean? Sorry, it is the exception, it's not the rule. So this is a very unique thing that's happened. Like in 99% of cases, they don't happen. But we're going to assess this, right? So, right, if you add up all the ranks above TrVon, you get 40 million US, roughly, if they are all his wallet address equivalent number. Okay, because the ranks have higher than him, and I'm going to assume they're all around the same number. That's a lot of money, man. So now you have a supply number. You have a supply of $40 million coming out in 350 days, but there's only liquidity of $420,000. So if you want to know how much bid side liquidity, assuming it's Uniswap V2, you halve it. So it's actually only $210,000 on the bids. So basically $40 million on one side and then 0.2 million on the other. That's a big discrepancy. Big. Okay. And obviously, as I say, as it's unlocked, supply is far too great to handle the tiny liquidity. That's with all the information we know today. So I keep making posts, and this is the crazy part. I make posts to share with you, hey, there is future supply coming out. And people come and attack me. Dude, look at yourself in the mirror. That's just straight cope. Do you go and abuse someone for telling you, hey man, there's a big token unlock for Optimism next year. There's a big token unlock for Axie's Infinity. There's a big token unlock for, I think, GRT, the Graph token, which there's all big unlocks coming. If someone reports that, don't hate them, man. They're just sharing it with you, all right? But you can see when people see this information, at the end of the day, supply unlocks is downward pressure potential for a price. It increases the probability of a dump. Doesn't guarantee it, just increases the probability. And if that hurts you a lot, you got to really assess what you're doing here, what your strategy is. That's what you have to assess, okay? So, and remember, it's not right, wrong, it's not let's hate or anything, okay? We're all friends, we're here to learn. Because I'm only here because I watched Richard Hart pump HEX, keep it afloat. It pumped 1,000x from day one liquidity, Uniswap launch, and it went up, and he didn't abandon it. So I'm here because I learned that information. I absorbed it. And many other YouTube influencers didn't. And they're still shilling alt layer 1 trash, dead narratives, which I bought in 2020. Before they said it was cool, I bought it, made prophecies, got out. Go check my Matic, my BNB, all my posts. I got 102x on Solana. Screw these guys, man. They're poopy heads. I was talking about it when they were still shilling garbage. What do you think they were shilling in 2020? They were shilling 2017 coins. Go back and check. XRP, Stellar, can EOS make a revival? Go back and check. All of them. Go back and check it, man. That's what they were shilling. They were shilling the dead narratives. I am shilling nothing. I'm actually just a messenger, okay? There's nothing to shill here. I'm just telling you, hey, what worked in the past, you're going to have to modify it for what's in the future. So we're here to learn. So here's TrVon's wallet, and we're going to get this cute little paint thing. Okay, so you can see this little value down here. That's his future unlock supply, $460,000. And I have a big fat red arrow here to see the liquidity. Okay, so this is just one guy. So look, if TrVon hits down 460K from here by himself, he halves the price, I think. Right? Actually, there'll be big slippage. So let's just be optimistic. Just him. There's 70 other people above him. And then you have to count the 70 people under him. All right? But devil's advocate, you don't know how much of that is Jack Levin. Just like we didn't know that Richard Hart was not going to dump. You have to take a leap of faith. Okay? So let's continue. You can see the price has gone down. And whoop-de-doo, right? Everyone can see that. So TrVon replies, and he says, yeah, check this chart out. It shows the liquidity number only going up as price falls. So, I had someone reply to me as well on a little tweeter, and he was basically calling me like a redacted one. He's like, dude, I'm killing it, man. The liquidity's going up. I'm thinking, that's interesting. I wanted him to show a screenshot, so I'm glad TrVon shows this. So this doesn't take a genius to figure out. This is someone supporting the price. And when I saw this, because I learned off HEX, because I saw how the game was played and the formula done to help pump and mental it, you can now reverse engineer and see what Jack Levin's doing here. And I've actually replied here. You can see it, right? You can see it here. So I wrote, JL, Jack Levin, is doing an alternative strat of what Richard Hart did. Instead of pumping the price with bootstrap money, he's supporting the ecosystem on the way down with the liquidity pool. And now here's my YouTube video to explain. So basically, all right, we are going to look at Zen here, all right? So actually, let's look at the HEX chart. Let's start with Jack Levin was in HEX. He tweeted about HEX. He loved it, all right? So this, I don't know if he knows this himself, Jack Levin. I don't know if he knows what I'm about to tell you, right? But I think there's a high probability this pump had nothing to do with the code of HEX. Personally, if you put a water pistol to my head and you say, Somi, I'm going to squirt you. I'm going to squirt you in the face right now. You have to answer truthfully. Do you think these big candles had mostly to do because HEX's code, or more to do with an invisible hand, wink wink, who bootstrapped it and pumped it, and instead of dumping, he left it pumped for himself to help out the early believers? So I would take the option of, I'd say, hey sir, please don't squirt me in the face with your water pistol. I think it was less to do with the code, and it was somebody, an invisible hand, wink wink, if you know what I mean, saying, hey, I believe in my system. I believe in this commodity, ERC20 HEX, and this community, and I am going to show you the best way someone can display to you their belief by inserting. So there's a HEX, here's HEX, and here is USDC in the pool, right? And somebody said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to insert heaps of USDC into the pool. Bang! I'm going to insert heaps of it, and I'm going to make the ratio of the price pump up. And that's what happened. That's what happened. That's why you see HEX USDC goes up. That's his price. So that's my belief. If you think it's more to do with the code, that's okay. I'm just here to tell you that if it was all to do with the code, then when Bitcoin Cash was forked off Bitcoin, why didn't it have 50% of the market cap of value? Because it's the same code. I'd like to ask you that. I would also like to ask you, whenever HEX got cloned, why didn't they split the economic energy? That's another question to think about. Okay, so you can logically follow my reasoning, and you can find out like, maybe my friend is actually correct, and it has nothing to do with the code, or not as much as we think, and it's more to do with the community. So that's why I started this by telling you, I don't know how much Jack Levin was watching this. I don't know how much Jack was seeing this and go, damn, Richard really believes in this coin. I don't know that part, right? That is something we'll never know. Maybe you get to ask him. And by the way, if he answers it truthfully to you, you don't know if he has designed Zen around it. Because here's the important part. If you think, let's say you out there, you're like, man, I've got the best ideas. I know what made HEX Pump from the code, and then I know what Zen made by the code. I'm going to get these super deflationary, AI-driven, yield-giving things, make people stake 30 years and require like a signature from your parents. You know, all this stuff. If you think they are going to make a price go up, you're going to be wrong, okay? I'm just letting you know now, because it has nothing to do with that. That code part is nothing. The code part, so this is something you're not going to hear from anyone else. There are two sides of the equation, demand and supply, right? On a chart, it's the how much do you go up and how much do you go down part, okay? So the code, right? Let's do this. Let's do this right now. There's the code part. Let's look at the code, all right? Let's write code, and there will be a keyboard here. Code, okay? The code part is supply. Code equals supply side. I want you to think of that. The code is the supply side. The code is, we're programming how hard can everyone dump. If the supply side, the code, is trash, you're going to dump fast. Okay? If the supply side coding is good, you can prolong the dumping. Right? You can prolong it. Maybe instead of a day or a month, you can prolong it for 2 years. And you hope that the community keeps growing in that side. Which brings me to the demand side of the equation. Demand equals community. So let's write community, right? And there will be a family here. Community equals demand side. All right. And please, there will be hands held, and there will be a world emoji of the globe. Let's do a map. Yeah, let's do a globe. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we are getting somewhere. So this is the community part, all right? So this is actually, if you can get the demand side fixed, by the way, no one in crypto focuses on the demand side. But if you can do this, instead of getting your 1 or 2x, you can get your 100x. You can get your 1000x. You can keep going. So if somebody doesn't focus on the community part, the growing the community, the marketing, the demand side, and like specifically the strategy of, hey, come and buy this coin. Come and put your money and buy this product. If you are not focusing on that, you're only going to get 1 or 2 or 3x in and go to 0. You're never going to go off the floor. But if you have a community of people who are streaming, who are telling everyone, buy my coin, buy this product, join our community, we will win. If you have that, that is, you're going to see the friendship to the moon. Okay? So, let's do poopy charts. So, I hope what I'm saying, it makes sense to you, right? Because you've seen over 1,000 coins get launched and like, we're going to change this code and do this and do that, right? And I learned and I observed. I watch everyone do this and I'm like, man, how come no matter what they do, they can burn 99% of the supply? No one cares. The market doesn't care. The market doesn't care about that supply side stuff, all right? It doesn't care about it as much in the long run, all right? What it cares about is the demand side. People in crypto are not focusing on the demand side at all. Richard Hart did. That's why you got this pump, okay? XRPR. We're going to change the world. We're putting on these advertisements, The Doge community was formed with no investment. The Doge community, demand side, all right? SHIB, same thing. I hope this is making sense. As I'm saying these names, your mind should be thinking, oh my God, Somi's right. Look at the top ranking of CoinGecko. Look who's in the top 20. Yes, it's everyone who focuses on the demand side. Everyone. We want you to buy. Come join the family, join the club, fastest growing. We are going to win, right? And that's why everybody on their high horse says, oh no, like I don't believe in that coin that's in the top 20. It should be at 0. When they talk like that, you say, okay, thank you for revealing to me you got no idea what you're talking about. Because this is a new asset class. You got no idea what you're talking about, buddy. No idea. So now you know how to kind of like filter out what they say. Okay? Doge is still not 0 billion market cap. It's not going to 0. It's not going to 0. And they still don't get it. Doge BTC is higher than when it started. Okay? It's still higher. Explain that. Well, you know how to explain it. The community kept growing. it onboarded more people who are like, you know what, Bitcoin, you want to save the world and do all this stuff. You know, we relate with Doge more, okay? So how do we tie this all into Zen? We've learned from HEX that Richard Hart got this community and demand side part, right? But having a community of people, it's still not enough. So yes, it's a lot. It's better. Like, it's better to have 100,000 people versus like 1,000 people. You will grow, but you need the messaging to be unified. You need people to say, buy this coin, buy this coin. You know, in SHIB had, okay, I'm gonna let you know, SHIB had 1,000 people holding on Jan 1st, 2021. Grew to 1.2 million people by Dec 31st, 2020. So in 1 year, SHIB went from 1,000 people to 1.2 million people. You don't believe me? Go and check the ERC20 contract for SHIB. I did all the research. I posted it on my Twitter. I give this to you for free. I should be charging so much money for this. You have to know this. This is Metcalfe's law. The community kept growing, but SHIB had no inflation. Ryoshi, the founder, didn't dump. Okay? There was no mega inflation hidden. And everybody is dreaming, what if SHIB goes to $1? What if it goes to $1? Buy this lottery ticket. You know, a lot of people in crypto, they just call everybody who buys these memes stupid. And what they don't know is they're actually mid-curving at that point, okay? They're mid-curving. Because you have to think in your mind, okay, people want to buy a low unit bias coin like SHIB. It's got a picture of a dog, rivals Doge, bang, affinity marketing, let's go. People are dreaming. People are still dreaming of $1 SHIB. Okay, I'm not saying to buy SHIB. We're learning from this. So, what's the messaging from Zen? That's what we're going to explore. All right. So, you know, the title of this video is "Beware of the Circular Ponzi." You know, so we've dressed it all up here. So we're going to go to Zenny boy. Zen is going down. So, like with this, I've shown you now, right? I've shown you someone, quote unquote, someone is mysteriously inserting liquidity as the price goes down. Wink, wink. It's obviously Jack Levin, all right? So Jack's inserting liquidity as his team, somebody he knows, just like RH pumped it. He didn't pump it every single time, but he showed the market, hey, we're here to stay. We're here to stay. That's what the pumps mean. We now have to interpret what is the message that Jack Levin is sending when he inserts liquidity here. I'm trying to figure this out. And we want to know, bro. We want to know, friends, okay? We want to know. What is going to happen if it goes down and the supply is unlocked by those people who got the wallets? See, Richard Hart, so this is where now we have to think about game theory, all right? Richard Hart rewarded people who staked, okay? He rewarded people who staked and who held. So if you've noticed, the messaging from the HEX community is don't leverage trade, don't trade. Delay gratification, long term. Go and listen to the HEX community. That is what their messaging is. It streams down from him. Every single person repeats his talking points. Delay gratification. The richest people are founders and holders. Obviously, I know of Richard Hart's talking points because I research everyone. I know this, okay? That's how he talks. The HEX community talk like that. They onboard people like that. The messaging is buy, don't think about it for 4 or 5 years. You've got to delay gratification. Prices go up and down. Volatility is the price you pay for the best performing asset. You know all these. What is Zen's messaging right now? We're not going to write it off. We're still early. Look at here. Launched in October. We're still early. Okay? Yes, obviously. Look, I'm not going to be mean and go, oh yeah, look, linear chart, whatever. Because that teaches us nothing, okay? There are people who don't know the point of Zen. Okay? So unfortunately, they lost a lot of money buying. Like even if you bought here, you're still down 90%. Okay? So here's what we've got to understand. The price is going down, liquidity is going up. So Jack Levin, okay, let's start. Remember, we went through with HEX. So RH pumped HEX by inserting USDC. Okay? So we're just going to just keep this in your mind. Richard Hart, he demonstrated to the market, this is a commodity, no admin keys. I am going to insert my belief into the system and I'm going to make the price go up because I believe in it for a laugh. Okay? That's what he did. The price went up. What Jack Levin's doing, JL is providing liquidity as price goes down. So he's targeting a different theory of the game here. Jack doesn't want to, I'm guessing, speculation, he doesn't want to pump up the price like Richard Hart did. One of two reasons. Either he doesn't have the money, because maybe Richard Hart literally put in 50 million, man. Like if the guy had $1 billion, he put in 50 million, you know, and he's probably earning yield and interest property. Like who knows, man, who knows? This is why we just have to speculate. We don't have all the information. So Jack, I don't know how much money he has. I don't know how far he's willing to take it. He's providing liquidity on the way down. So we now have to think, okay, in 350 days, what are all those wallets going to do? Are they going to dump? I will personally tell you now, everyone dumps. I've made a video about it. Everyone dumps. Every single person dumps. But there's always new people who join life, the Ponzi of life. They come in, fresh USD, they're making money, they're working, they want to invest, join a community. There's always that too, okay? Humans, we are searching to be part of the tribe, part of the community. We love number go up. We want to see numbers go up. We want to see people growing. We want to see things expanding, the pie getting bigger. We see all this, okay? So you now have to match a point in time where you think what's going to outweigh the other. Do you believe that when the supply comes out, those 70 to 100 wallets, with a lot of them, right? Firstly, you don't know how much of it is Jack Levin. But of the guys who aren't Jack, do you think they are going to hold and say, yeah, I'm going to hold? Or do you think they're going to say, hey, man, I got my coins out on day 350. There are people who came 5 days after me at the start. They're going to get their coins in 20 days. And they're going to have just as much money as I have. So I better sell now to front run them. Because that's how people think, okay? That's how people think. So you might say to me, no, I believe only like 20% of people will do that. Which is fair enough. It's fair enough. Only 20% of people. Okay, I want you to understand, okay? There's $40 million of supply. And right now, there is 350K of liquidity. By the way, you see this liquidity right here? This was 400K just literally like 12 hours ago, okay? So it's dropping. Price is dropping. People are still selling like right now as we speak. So let's go. 440 million of supply. This is sell pressure. And this is buy pressure. Okay, so you can clearly see, even if only 20% paper hand, that's 8 million of sell pressure. Okay, do you see the supply numbers here? Do you see how this makes absolutely a critical point in your mind? You got to weigh up this, man. What do you think is going to happen in a year? What do you think? Okay, so now we're going to continue. One thing I don't like is when people just poop on a project and they go, oh, it's not going to work. Oh, this and that. I didn't care about that, man. I can see charts go down. We don't learn anything off that. We want to know, can it turn around? And why do things go up? I've already made videos on why things go up. I'm going to keep making more. That's why you're listening to me. Can they turn it around? Well, can they turn it around? Yeah, they can. They can turn it around. How do you turn it around? A circular Ponzi. A circular Ponzi. So this is a very common scheme in crypto. And I'm not using scheme negatively. It's just, what else are you going to call it? It's a thing. I'll call it a scheme, call it a grift. I don't know what it is. You decide for yourself, okay? Circular Ponzi. Let's say Closed-Circle Ponzi. Okay, and we'll have a recycling thing, okay? So the Closed-Circle Ponzi. So basically, it's always step 1, release coin A. Step 2, release coin B. Step 3, tell everyone to get coin B, you have to buy coin A. Okay. Do you see this now? Do you see this? So step 1, release coin A. Let's write XEN, for example. If this upsets you, please go watch someone else. You're not going to make it far in crypto. Release coin B, new Jack Levin coin, right? Like a reflect token. Step 3, tell everyone to get RFT, reflect token. You have to buy XEN. Is this starting to make sense to you? How can I say this in 2 seconds? Because I've been in the game, baby. I know how this works. Okay, so remember, we're not going to knock everything. Okay, we're not going to put everything to the fore. Now you can see the strategy of the marketing can change. See how everybody is now saying mint Zen, mint Zen, mint Zen. That's okay. Keep minting, man. If you want to spend 10 grand to go mint it and hope the price is the same in a year, good luck. It's okay to do that, right? I've got buy prices while I want to wait. And that's on me. Okay, that's on me. If I miss it, cool. I don't want to spend 10 grand in gas fees. All right. I don't want to spend. Maybe the price does go up here like HEX did. Just quickly, I'm going to show you. I'm just going to show you. Yeah. I was watching HEX. Okay, and I listened to some stupid Reddit person who told me this price isn't good at all. I promise you, I'm not joking, right? I was gonna buy HEX here, and I just listened to a guy on Reddit. I'll never forgive myself for that, right? So this is when I was very, very new. So I said to myself, if HEX is legit, a big price pump is gonna happen, and when it stops, I'm gonna buy the dip. Okay, and it's exactly what happened. It pumped up here. I was in shock. I was going off the HEX ETH ratio. I think I ended up buying like half here or something. I didn't even know how the big payday works. I just knew the strategy was, that's it. If you are the second coming of Christ as a crypto coin, you will show me your pump, just like Bitcoin did like 100x or whatever, or 300x. And then when you retrace, I will get in. And that's exactly what I did. So what's the problem with doing that with Zen? Instead of standing in front of a train, maybe you do come. Maybe that happens. Maybe, right? So we're now seeing this circular Ponzi thing. I don't know Zen. I don't know how fast the community can grow, but I need you to. Now we're getting to the deep parts of crypto. Okay, you now have to assess what is the marketing strategy of Zen going to be. Are they going to say, "Come and get Reflect token"? Are they going? Is that the sly strategy? And then when do people research like, "Hey, how do I get RFT?" Oh, I know. I'll go buy this coin called Zen and I get it. But then what? So why I call it a closed circle? All right, so please, you got to learn this, okay? Why is it called a closed circle? All right, here's a circle. It's because everyone in here, okay, is basically playing with each other. Yeah, everybody is playing with each other, and we're going around and around. All right, we're going around. We're going around and around. The money is going here. Oh, you got RFT. Okay, go back, right? But someone doesn't buy this RFT bullshit. Someone out there holds Zen and he's like, yes, release RFT, get everyone to buy Zen because I'm 350 days, baby. I am going to dump 22x on my mint. I'm dumping. So why is it called a closed circle? I call it a closed circle because it's a nice, neat label. So you might ask now, what would the right strategy to be? The right strategy to be, so this is not making the pie bigger. This is just trying to split the pie differently, you know, like a pizza pie. That's what this thing is doing, you know. This guy's got a big piece, this guy's got a small piece, right? That's what it is. I want you to now learn. What was Richard Hart's strategy? Richard Hart's strategy of marketing was recruit new people, make the pie bigger, come and join from communities. Come and join. Oh, you're in Bitcoin. First it was come, get off Bitcoin. Then we maximized that. Then he went to, okay, what if you come and join crypto? He's trying to get as much people. That's why the HEX community people are doing like, you know, like tours all around America. They're onboarding people outside of the system. They're making the pie not this small. They're making the pie bigger and bigger. Okay? That's what the goal is. So now we've got to assess, how far do we think Zen will go? How far do we think Zen will go, right? So now we've got to think, man. We've got to think, are those people with the future supply? See here, this is what you got to know. These guys, see this guy with the red box? He's got, you know, like he's got 480 grand sitting there. And now what's his game? His game is, can I shield this for as long as I can for a year and somehow we'll weave our way to get people to eventually buy Zen and keep it this price in 1 year so I can start exiting, okay? But this game doesn't happen like that. This game, everybody wins if you can convince new people out here to join, okay? New people. So we're going to draw these little people. If you can convince new retailers to come and join and you make, now, it's not closed anymore, you start opening it up. So that's what you got to assess. We are early enough to see that. But I don't want to play this game of I'm going to mint spend 10, 20, 30 grand minting, right? That's why, man. If you notice, I have buy targets here. I've said, look, either one or two things going to happen, friends. One or two things going to happen, okay? Zen could be the second coming of Christ himself, and it pumps to the heavens, and 100,000 people join the community, and when it retraces that 80 to 90%, we're going to get in, and I think we're going to play it for the next bull run. That is scenario A. That can happen, okay? Scenario A is that happens. That's what happened with HEX, okay? HEX, the same thing, right? What's scenario B? Scenario B is the future supply is too heavy, and you go down here to my buy zone, and at these prices, the price is so low that the free minters get wiped out. Most of them get wiped out. That's where I want to be buying. Okay, so we've got two scenarios, man. We've got two scenarios. There's an A and a B. Either way, you participate. So I don't know why everyone's crying. You know why everyone's crying, right? Everyone's crying because, you know why? Because when I said to them, hey, it hurts to admit that there are people who are in your community, you know, they're just sharks waiting to dump. You know, because that's what the game is, man. Every single stock market company, every single crypto, it's the same thing. Bitcoiners do the same. Come and join the Satoshi Law religion, etc., etc. Come and buy. When you buy, price goes up and we all win. Stop buying these other altcoins. Buy my coin. Everyone does it, man. Everyone does it. As I always say, man, okay? Don't hate the player, hate the game. And if you're here, you obviously love the game, because what else are we going to do? How else are we going to kill it, all right? So, hope you've learned something today, friends. I'll catch you.